Yes, having just listened to Andrea, of course, it highlights exactly how many things we're now doing, and she's got them all under control. Yeah, quite a few things happening. So I rather than repeat what Andrea has just said, I think probably there were so many things. I think it's probably best if I just give you the opportunity to ask your questions. So I'm in charge of the environment and the environment panel and climate change. So the environment panel is everything basically comes through us. It's an offshoot of the original waste panel in the council. So we do waste, recycling, fly tipping, litter, as well as the food collection, which will hopefully come through in the environment bill. But the other thing that was added in 2019 was the climate strategy. And of course, CDC, that was a new venture, which we now are making quite good progress, I have to say. It's starting from scratch. There's a lot of things to be thought through, a lot of details, but we're now up and running. But the panel also looks at animal welfare, contaminated land, coastal defence, biodiversity, lots of other things that you're not really interested in because you're here to talk about climate change. But there are a couple of things that are like big hitters for what we're doing. And the one thing that is quite exciting is that we are seriously looking at swapping some of our refuse collection vehicles, RCVs, diesel for electric. And we've gone into this in quite a lot of detail. So we're almost there with doing this plan. So if you remember back to the beginning, our target was 10% per year. And basically, if you look at the numbers, which obviously you don't have, but the changing to vehicles saves us about 3% of our total emissions. So if we need to do, if we're going to try and save 10, just changing 2 vehicles saves us 3%. So that's, we've only got 7% to go. And actually, that's actually not quite as easy as it sounds. But we're looking very constructively at that. It is obviously a very expensive thing to do. Electric vehicles are a lot more expensive than diesel vehicles. And we obviously could spend the money on other things. Well, that's very exciting. Andrea's mentioned the homes that have been retrofitted. So actually, that's a good start. We've only done 18, 185,000. So if you quick maths, that's basically £10,000 a home. But those people obviously are very grateful for the retrofitting. And the other big news, of course, is the leisure centre. More than £1 million in grant to decarbonise the leisure centres. There's been a lot of maths going on in the background, technical work. It's a bit slow doing this, but we're nearly there. Finding a manager to help us do this and to get it all done quickly before basically the grant comes to the end. And the other thing that Andrea mentioned, of course, is public engagement, which we are still looking at. We're having a discussion with other senior officers and councillors next week. So that is something that we're looking at. We haven't come to a conclusion on that. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking and hope that you're going to have lots of questions for Andrea or Stephanie or any other names that I recognise in this long list. Thank you very much.